Okay.
My name is Christian Leroux. I'm the founder of an animal welfare organization in Kaohsiung called BARK. We've been operating for about 5 years now, and we were made aware that the life caring organization will have, I guess you could say, a protest in Taipei on January 8th. There are different things that they will be addressing during this protest, but as a whole, I guess what they're shooting for is for better legislations and also for, you could say, a better treatment of animals in Taiwan. There are a bunch of different things. Let me try to remember all the things that they're going to be trying to see improved. They want the Animal Protection Act to be revised and amended, which is, I think, is really important. The laws regarding animals in Taiwan, they're too ambiguous and they're not specific enough, which basically renders them useless, because despite having a law there that's supposed to protect the animals, people are allowed to do terrible things to animals and walk free, because there's nothing in the laws that is specific enough or adequate enough to basically see people who break the law, to see them being prosecuted. A recent case was when people were caught, you could say, abusing animals and basically cooking them to eat them. They were caught, the evidence is there that they did it, but prosecution let them walk free because they felt that it was not, they didn't basically consider it animal abuse. And it's quite ridiculous, because what they did is they hung the animals upside down, slit their throats, and bled them alive, but it's still not considered animal abuse. And this comes to show how the law is inadequate in protecting these animals. If people are allowed to cook and eat animals and just walk away from a courtroom, there's obviously something very, very wrong about the legislations or the enforcement of legislation in Taiwan. So this is one of the things the LCO is doing that we feel like they really need the support, and we hope that as many people as possible can take the time out of their busy lives to show up for the protest in Taipei on January 8th. The LCO is also working, among other things, on trying to have neutering clinics, or I think they're called neutering vehicles or something like that, that would operate through island-wide to go around and neuter animals who are basically procreating on the street and trying to help the problem at the root of the problem. This is something that us, BARK, we've been doing for a long time now. We do a lot of CNR, and it's basically catch the animals, neuter them, and return them to the street. And what the CLO is doing at the moment, they already have one vehicle who goes around to different areas in Taiwan, and they will catch dogs that are not neutered, not desexed. They will neuter them, vaccinate them, and then put them back where they were captured, which effectively helps reduce the amount of animals on the street, and by doing that, it's reducing the amount of suffering on the street, but it's attacking the problem at the root of the problem. And again, this is something that isn't promoted by the government. It's not something the government really approves, and it's not something the government is putting money into. What the government does instead is they've got these kill shelters where they catch the dogs and they destroy them after a certain amount of time. I think it's 7 or 12 days, I'm not sure. And so what the CLO is doing is they're hoping to get to extend the time from the time the animals are caught and destroyed, to have better chance of the animals being rehomed. And of course, they're actively working on a CNR program, which is to catch animals and desex them, but they have no support from the government to do that because it's technically not quite legal yet here. So it's something that I think is indispensable for animal welfare in Taiwan, is that the government has to change its approach to solving the problem of suffering and overpopulation of strays in Taiwan, which is they want to do more. What the CLO wants to do is do more CNR, and they need the government support for that. And this needs to be in the legislation. This needs to be added to the Animal Act, where doing this will not only be legal, but it will be more of a. They hope the government can change its strategies, basically, in dealing with animal welfare and animal overpopulation. So again, that's one very, very good thing the CLO is doing, which we think they deserve the support for this. Now I forget the other things. There are a bunch of other things that they do, that they're hoping that they will push for change, basically, at this protest on the 8th. I've been in Taiwan for 9 years now. I've been running an animal welfare organization for about 6 years, and we find that everything that the CLO is doing at the moment are really, really needed. So again, if you have time on Saturday the 8th and you would like to join them, we would really appreciate it, because it's needed. Government tend to be very firm in their ways, and I think the more people show up, the more people express interest in what the CLO is doing, that means the more chances that things will be changing for the better. So show up if you can on the 8th and help them out. They do great work.
You are natural born speaker, please.